Hello Aquarius and Aquarius Rising. Welcome to your April 2016 reading. This month is marking the change of a season for the northern and southern hemisphere, spring in the north, fall in the south, and with that comes an opportunity to change routines, to change up where you're at in your life. For you, this was a curious word, but it did come to me sort of very clearly. I got the word restrict. When I think about this, obviously it's all about making limits. It's also about if you're changing certain things, you may be taking things away. You may be adding certain things and having to stay within the limits. Think of restrictions. And sometimes it's a word that you're probably like, of all the words to pick, why did you pick restrict? Well, again, I actually pulled up the definition here so that it can give us a little bit of a jumping start here. And help us maybe see the positive sides of it as well. So it says to keep under control, to put a limit on. So that's not absolutely the worst thing in the world. What it means is to limit things like spending, eating, possibly how much you're working, if you want me to find a positive sort of thing, and trying to have like more of a work-life balance. And really what it looks like is it says restricting limit to an activity, particularly a time, place, or category. So again, it doesn't feel like it's across the board, very specific. So take a look, we'll look in and see what the cards come through. Maybe it comes through in the health or the finances, but I bet you it's something that's totally manageable, that just requires a little bit more attention from you. Okay, so with the channeled information out of the way, let's go ahead and shuffle this deck. And then I'll pull in a catalyst card to show how everything is going to be connected this month. Interesting. We've got a clarifying card that came on that one. Volunteered. Okay. So let me go ahead and grab that catalyst card as promised. And for those of you that don't watch every month, I extend the forecast to include health, wealth, love, and destiny. And the card that I'm about to pick is going to be all about how these areas, it's like a common theme between it, or a way to sort of achieve the best balance in the month. So we've got Judgment. It was reversed when I pulled it. So with the Judgment card, you'll read this here. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. It's basically asking for you to be empathetic of other people, to be kind and empathetic for yourself. And you're probably going to need to make a decision or follow sort of like a ruling or decree at the beginning of the month. So Judgment is connecting you to that restriction. There is a connection between the two of these. So typically with Judgment, something comes from someone else. The restriction, you probably aren't going to have to dig too deep. You've either gotten some sort of a notification, some sort of news, something came through where it was clear that this part of your life needed a shift, needed some boundaries. One thing I want to have you think about, because the image came into my head clear as day, it's sort of like when you're learning to write. You get very wide ruled paper, thick lines, and the dotted line in the middle. I know people aren't writing as much as they used to, but long story short, it's about the limits that the lines give you, show you where to go. So whether you're writing big block letters or cursive, you know how high and how low to go, and so all the restriction is doing is keeping you balanced. Does that make sense? Okay. It's a little less painful when you think of it that way. It's actually there to help you rather than to make life difficult. Your central card is Knight of Challenges. Knight of Chalices reversed. It may be a challenge for you emotionally this month, is what I wanted to say. We look at it's being crossed by the Five of Cups. I'm going to say cups. It's a lot easier than chalices. So we have Knight of Cups reversed and Five of Chalices, Five of Cups upright. And the Five of Cups is about having to try to find the positive on something, not freaking out, not turning back to somebody, but you may have experienced a little bit of difficulty with a loved one. That's what the Knight of Chalices is here. The reversal is showing me sadness, frustration, negativity. It can also mean this is associated possibly with a water sign like a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. But by and large, what it's encouraging you to do is, one, to walk away from the drama. You'll notice that this character, it's not necessarily that she's turning her back on a situation. It's that, okay, that's okay. And sometimes we don't have to change people in our lives. It just, you let people go through their emotions and you support them. So that's all. This person's had enough. They take a break. That's all. So we have Knight of Pentacles in reversed here. And what that's showing me is definitely a need to focus on money, meditation, and I'm also looking at, it's kind of around the heart center. So activity to help your heart, food and exercise are going to be very key for you this month. Otherwise, I will say that there's opportunities to kind of go further than you are with your finances. So you could look at areas to sort of clip coupons or to save a few dollars here and there, and you might be surprised what could come through with that. The Magician card in your recent past showing me that it's actually been a pretty good week leading up to the first here. I feel like your energy is in a good space. You feel like you can do what you want to do. And if you don't, I would sort of challenge you to do a little bit of meditation or realize sort of your own strength. Be grateful for a moment and think, you know what, it's not that bad. There are some great things that are on the horizon. Magician is a very nice card. It's a great way to start the first of the month. And I feel like that energy is already available to you. And whatever happened here that we see with the Five of Cups and the Knight of Cups, it's already done. That's basically what I'm getting as I read this. When we look at the Eight of Cups, there's a lot of emotion coming through for you this month. With the Eight of Cups, this is basically saying, try, particularly this one, I wouldn't normally get it with the Eight, but I would say try not to let your guard down or catch people some sort of unawares. I think that your only sort of emotional disturbances this month are going to come when you sort of surprise someone out of the blue and they're not ready for you, or also if somebody sort of calls upon you and needs help, but you're not ready for it. So take a deep breath. I guess the lesson here is don't overreact, take a deep breath, try to empathize. And what I see with the Eight is great opportunity to go back and recapture some energy that maybe in a relationship you've lost before. So this is a good month for coming back together with somebody. It's a good month for taking a trip to visit a friend. It's a great time to try to go back to a better place than you are right now. So think a little bit more nostalgically, find a way to connect with that nostalgia and try to think the best of somebody. That's what I would say. Queen of Staffs reverse. Stubbornness can be your worst enemy this month. Try not to let your own stubbornness get in the way of a great opportunity. You may be having some difficulties also expressing yourself and even demonstrating what you want this month. So just take a deep breath, ground yourself, find the words that are going to be best sort of suited for a situation, and then speak. So think before you speak, think before you act. With wands, there's sometimes a tendency to just burst in and do something. You don't want to do that. So I really don't think this is a month to confront someone if they're in trouble. If you're upset about something, wait a little bit. Wait until the second half of the month to have a difficult conversation with someone. Looking at you right now, this moment, what would be so much better for you to do is to focus on the opportunities that are awaiting you. We have the Ace of Pentacles here, and this is saying it's a good time to start something new. So we talked about restrictions. Well, I also want you to have some freedom here too. So freedom to start like a new job, a new health regimen, some sort of a new course of study. But for this, it's really about something that's going to bring value to your life and something that you're going to work at. It's going to be good. If you put your mind to it this month, anything can come of it. So allow that to happen. You got a bonus card for that, which is the King of Staves upright. So this is the positive energy that we weren't seeing in this card. And so with the King of Rods, with the King of Staves, this is about you being able to fully control whatever it is that's sort of been eluding you in your life. Knowing now that you have the power, that you have the willpower, the ideas, the fortune on your side, I would say just go for it and really embrace this beautiful card and the beautiful energy associated with it. Great time for launching a business with that card. Also a great time just to come up with ideas for the future, brainstorming, all that's great. Some of you are going to be ready for a move. In general, movement is very good for everyone this month. So get outside, have a chance to explore areas that you haven't seen before. And you might kind of run into something great, a treasure that's unexpected. We see a castle in the distance here. So the only way that good things can come to you sometimes is if you get out of your house, get out of your safe zone, and try something unexpected. But in general, get the joints moving, get your heart beating. That's going to be good for you this month. Seven of Swords, boundaries. Hello, we got restriction and judgment coming through. This is hopes and fears. So the fear is that all of these sort of constraints on your life are going to make it unbearable or difficult for you to get where you want. But I like how this one actually focuses on the three swords that are upright, which was showing boundaries but not being sort of penned in. So just see a few things that you lost, know that you still have a lot you can do. And by the way, it's a beautiful day, you're okay. This card is saying the energy's all right. Just kind of bring yourself down from most days will be better than you think. So you just have to sort of look at the positive side here. Okay. Finally, there's a little bit of drama always with the Four of Swords. This one in particular, it's sort of like the end of the world. I feel like the last week of the month is going to be pretty difficult for some of you. Let's pull a clarifying card to see what that difficulty is. There's a lot going on with stubbornness and with sometimes your ideas versus other people's ideas. So remember that you really want to sort of embody this card, either the King or the Queen of Staves. This is someone who holds their own, who is not afraid to say no, not afraid to challenge someone, but doesn't need to. Sometimes just a glance from the King or Queen of Swords, or not the Swords, I'm sorry, the Staves, is enough to sort of strike fear and reverence in people around them. So use your body language and be demonstrative. Maybe don't depend so much on getting into an argument. Just sort of like give someone a glance where they know that this isn't the best time to engage. Take it easy. I do want you to exercise, but I also want you to really work on getting a good night's sleep, on quieting your mind a little bit so that when the end of the month comes, you're not going to freak out. You won't have that moment thinking, oh my God, I can't handle anymore, all these things going on. Just take a deep breath and realize that this too will pass, okay? Let's quickly sum up. Well, actually, I'm going to extend it and then I'll summarize. Looking at your health area, we see into the unknown, which really goes nicely with the Fool card. So I want you to move and I want you to try something that you haven't done. Do it in the first week of the month. I want you to do it for at least a week with the 7 here. So try walking to a different place, working out at a different gym, trying a different type of exercise that you've never done before. Something different in your life this month, and it's going to help your health. Before I even shuffle, this card came out. It says throat chakra. Some of you, this is really about wealth, but I'm getting also a little bit of a download for health. Some of you may need to be mindful of like thyroid issues, throat issues, and the honey came into mind here. So for some of you that might have some allergies, getting organic honey from some place nearby, a farm nearby, could help you with that. This was though for wealth. So your biggest opportunity, your biggest asset this month is to speak your truth and be really mindful of how powerful your words are. So you might have a speaking engagement, you might have an interview that's really important, or people may just start paying attention to what you're saying. So really try to put positive energy out and try to kind of leverage the power of your own voice and how you can sort of really change people's perception of you and open up opportunities just by being confident in speech and having good body language, good eye contact, all of that. But throat, it's all about what you say this month. So weigh it before you say it. That rhymed, and I didn't know if it would as I was saying all that, but that's kind of what the universe wants you to do. Weigh it before you say it. All right. Now let's take a look at love and relationships. And for love and relationships, we have inner wisdom. So you know what to do, trust yourself, don't delay on taking action on that. So I feel like this isn't a month where you really need to go to get therapy or talk to a lot of different people. Trust your own intuition on this. If you need to do some research, Athena, of course, god of wisdom, god of words, god of reading, go ahead and do that. This is a great month to look things up, but don't wait too long to take action. It does say that right there. Trust your inner wisdom, take appropriate action without delay. Spend a day or two max if you need to look up some stuff, but don't procrastinate, okay? And you're wondering how that comes with, if you're asking, I almost heard people saying, but how does that relate to love? Well, how it relates to love for you is you're a person that people come to for advice a lot. Take your own advice on some things and just go for it. Like, you don't need to second guess yourself. So with relationships, if you're having trouble with someone, you know what the problem is, just work with it. Likewise, if you feel like if you're really needing someone else in your life, ask yourself why it's so important to get the validation. Is it because you're afraid? Is it because you're frustrated? And there may be other people that you can go to in other ways that you can sort of seek that validation, okay? Finally, your big so what card, the destiny card, is purification. So I think part of the restriction and some of the judgment that we were looking at the beginning of this, it's actually going to be about you finding a way to purify, cleanse, and strengthen your life and your body. And that's going to be really key for you. So we'll sum it up really quickly. Great overall energy for you, showing that you're coming into a sense of being more powerful, stronger than you felt in a while. There are some sort of hiccups this month when it comes to how you talk to other people and how they talk to you. So be careful. Like I said, weigh what you think and think before you say that. And what's best for you is if you are more active, get outside, walk around, explore new areas. Great month for travel if your budget affords it. Great month to reconnect with old friends. Great time to try to resolve any sort of issues with people because they're going to be feeling more nostalgic. They may be able to go to a more positive place. Don't freak out about what you've been told with the restrictions. It's there to help you. For health, like I said, move, do something for at least a week, something different. For wealth, speech is very key this month. You have a lot of power coming out of your throat chakra. The 5th of the month is probably the best day for any sort of negotiations. For love, trust your own gut. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Remember, people come to you for wisdom all the time. You actually already know what to do with love and with relationships in your life this month. Just follow your own intuition. Finally, purify your diet, purify your thinking, drink more water. That's what rain is about. And remember, whatever's washed away after this, it actually makes room for new growth. So if there's any tears, if there's any heartache, the end of the month is going to be a little bit better for you. Just take it easy. I saw the 4 of Swords saying the last couple days, it's a good time to just sort of catch up on sleep, meditation, and doing something really relaxing. Okay, that's it for this month. If you ever want a personalized reading or forecast, I'll post a link in the corner. I usually have about a month waiting for those sort of appointments. I do it via FaceTime, Skype, and telephone, as well as email. But you can also do a rush appointment if you need to. So I'll post the links to that and you can check that out. If you just want to know when I post videos, subscribing to the channel is the easiest way, or to my newsletter or Facebook. I also am on Twitter and Instagram if you need to connect there. Otherwise, thank you so much for the support, and thank you for letting me come into your homes or apartments or dorms every month. It's an honor and a pleasure to have a chance to chat with you guys. So take care of yourself. Thank you for the support that you give me. I really appreciate the comments, the likes, the subscribes. It's all good karma. So Satnam, take care of yourselves and have a really, really nice April. I'll catch up with you in a month.